We're getting several inquiries, many from the Cal State, but some from the community colleges as well, on joining our next year's cohort of MAP users and our ecosystem of CPL colleges. Please do email Calvin if you have an interest. We're taking an interest list. Obviously, it takes funding to support the IT and the success coaches that come along with adding more institutions beyond our 55. So we need to make sure we have the financial support of the team to add to that bandwidth to be able to meet and support as many institutions as we can. We'd love to add you, but please do in the chat. Calvin added his email. Shoot us an email if you are interested in joining the cohort moving forward. If you're a member of the 55 colleges, please get rolling with MAP. We want to make sure those that are MAP colleges are using MAP. We advocated and spent a lot of equity, political equity, in getting that support and the funding to bring that to your campuses at no cost to your institutions. So we do want to make sure you're using it if you're one of the member institutions.
Terrence, if I may jump in as a new cohort MAP user, I've got to say that the MAP team and the technical assistance has been phenomenal. It is new technology and there are hiccups, but they've been very responsive. And I do have to thank everybody at MAP for all of their hard work in trying to resolve our issues and spend time with us. Weston and Brooke and Pedro, really to help us navigate through the system. And sometimes it's user error, and I just want to thank them in this venue.
Sherry, I would jump in and thank you as an early adopter. It can be painful for early adopters to work through all the development that comes with blazing a trail like this. We're just really creating something out of nothing, and it can get rocky at times, but you've been an early adopter and we loved working with you at Compton, and it's amazing to see the progress that you've made so far.
Well, and this pioneering effort is going to be the underpinning for future students. So as these articulations come through, it's students in the next 5, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
We may never even meet. We'll be long gone, and it's going to affect their lives and the lives of their families. As Dean Brown explained, it's life changer for a family moving forward. So awesome work. Hey, Sam, if you're ready for the closing, I'll hand it off to you.
Thank you. Thank you for all those who've made it thus far in the summit. And we had some great time in our session. And I'd like to bring us to our closing today by talking a little bit about a standard operating procedure to award military credit and our CPL goals for 22 and 23. I will be presenting this, and Terrence will be jumping in from time to time, and Weston at the end will provide a demo for us. I thought I'd start again with another story. This is Daryl Palmer. He transitioned to civilian life from military life. He attended a for-profit college, and they didn't offer him any military training, but they did use all of his GI Bill benefits. And years later, when he came back to college, Daryl's electronics professor noticed his obvious knowledge and skill, and MAP was just getting started at the time, and asked Daryl if he would consider getting CPL. Daryl said, yeah, of course. And so eventually we were able to award him 26 units based on his JST, and he completed an AA in digital electronics in 1 year.
Hello, my name is Daryl Palmer. I'm the first MAP recipient through Norco College. I enlisted in the Army in 1984. I served as a 26 Quebec tactical satellite microwave system operator. And after the military, I tried to go and pursue my education. I attended a technical institute. I also attended a college that offered accelerated courses, only found out that they didn't accept any military training. In 2018, I met with Professor Graham from the electronics department, and we went through my military, my professional, and my academic history, and he suggested that I could possibly qualify for the new program, which is the Military Articulation Platform. He said that I should go talk to the VA, which is where I wound up meeting Mr. Eric Betancourt. Eric has been working with me through the MAP program for about 2 years now, and just a couple days ago I found out that I am going to be awarded 26 units, 17 of which are through the MAP program itself. So I'm very, very excited and very thankful to Norco College.
Here's how a JST looks. This is Daryl's JST, and it has listed on it credit recommendations from the American Council on Education. And we were able to use these credit recommendations to match to our courses. So for instance, ELE 10, our survey of electronics, matched up with the credit recommendation 6 hours in operating and maintaining electronic communications equipment, and so on down the line. Those are the connections that we were able to make to give him the credit that he has earned. This saved Daryl $59,000 and $469, $59,469 in GI Bill benefits. Now, truth be told, Daryl already had used his benefits, but if he were able to use his benefits coming in, this is what he would have saved. And here's how that's calculated. And I won't bore you with the calculations, but it does have underlying calculations. Note that in the Bay Area, the savings would be up to $93,000 because of the high basic allowance for housing. Here's how the process works. This is what we call our 10-step process. And it starts with assembling a list of, let me get my annotator here, starts with assembling a list of military students. And this is a little bit more challenging than we would like to see, but it includes those who use benefits, those who don't use benefits, and those who indicate that they're only military on CCC apply. And we need to be able to, at each of our colleges, assemble a list of these students so that we know who is eligible. We've found in our own college that we've been focusing on those who use benefits because they check in with our VRC, they get certified. And so we have a great process now of ensuring that they receive their credit. But we're working on right now all those who indicate that they're military on CCC apply. Once you have that list, then you know whom to contact to upload their JST. So that brings us to step 2, which is the student or college uploads their JST into MAP. This is a critical step because then MAP parses that JST, creates a student record and a student profile, and gives us a basis on which to create articulations for applied credit. Many times a veteran will come to us with an occupation that we have not articulated with our courses. And so by uploading them into MAP gives us that opportunity to then create those articulations and then award or apply those articulations. The next couple of steps are to do that matching process where we match a credit recommendation with a course and then provide that to faculty to approve through an email message. They do not need to log into the system. They just get an email and they can view all the details they need and approve or deny. We save approvals the same way we save denials because they're a good indicator that we've acted on that. We've analyzed that credit recommendation and that military occupation, and we've determined whether it's a good match for our course. Then the next level is to provide counseling for the student to ensure that we know their program of study and that we check their default credit. We call their default credit the credit they get for basic training. And as previously mentioned, that could be anywhere from 0 to 12 units among our cohort colleges, averaging about 4.2 units per college. We want to make sure that we give that default or that area E or that basic training credit to every eligible veteran, and then we will give them a boost on their entry. Next is to be able to, once you've approved those articulations, we can apply them to the CPL plan in MAP, which gives the plan which makes the plan available to our evaluators or whoever is going to take action on our student information system to record that credit on their official record and then transcribe that credit. Now, the benefits of this process are that it allows articulations to be stored in MAP and available to veterans who walk in with the same credit recommendations. So once we take action and create articulations for one veteran, if the next veteran walks in with the same qualifications, they're going to automatically get those, and we don't have to go through the whole approval process again. Right now, if pre-MAP, we had to go through that approval process every time, and it really made it cumbersome and subjective. The next thing it does is it makes the articulations adoptable by other colleges, and this is one of our big goals, is to become an ecosystem for CPL so that other colleges can see what each other are doing, they can adopt, and we might begin to see a groundswell of support for, let's say, auto ASC certifications aligning with auto courses among several different of our colleges. It helps faculty gain confidence that those are valid articulations, and helps ensure that every student, no matter where they go, into whichever auto program they go across the state, they're going to get a similar type of boost and treatment. It also allows veterans to use map search, so the veterans can create a college CPL report and request credit. So they can go on to map search, upload their JST, and submit it to Miramar College or Chaffey College. And then that will create a record in MAP, and they'll be listed as a prospective student, and they can be followed up with potential offers of credit. It also allows...
Sam, we have about 9 minutes left, just a heads up.
Thank you, perfect. It also allows all types of CPL to be facilitated, including all the types listed. And it allows, this is the big one, it allows for colleges to monitor and report on CPL awarded and demonstrate Title V compliance. So now we'd like to show you a little demo, and we'll get that going right here. Okay, Weston, are you gonna?
Yeah, so what you'll see in this demo are 3 user types utilizing MAP to create and approve and then apply an articulation. There's a course articulation that will be shown, as well as an elective articulation. Here you are able to view the student log within the student intake. So this is the evaluator role. They'll be identifying the students at the campus and then loading the JST. So here you have Calvin's as an example. Once the JST is loaded, a student record will be created, and you can adjust all of the student information and their previous, the veteran information, as well as their future information, which would be their plan, their program goals, and their CPL status as they make their way through MAP. So once that student is up to date, you will be able to then partake in a couple of different actions. So the eligible credits table allows for users to create course articulations, as well as apply area credit articulations and electives. So here you can see the creation of a course articulation. So the course that's going to be selected is Aero 26, and that will be articulated with this ACE ID. The credit recommendation would be 3 hours in mechanical components. So again, this is a sped up view, but basically the evaluator here would be putting 2 and 2 together, making sure that everything checks out. Does this course really truly fit with the skills that this veteran has taken from the military? If so, they will create that articulation recommendation and push it forward to the next workflow member, which is titled the faculty, but this is just a discipline-specific review in MAP. So again, you'll see here that evaluator is notifying the faculty. They will receive either an email notification like this, where they can simply click approve, deny, or return, or they can sign into the platform and utilize the in-app notifications feature here. So I am a faculty member now, logging in, viewing this articulation, and then hopefully approving it for this veteran. And again, as Dr. Lee suggested, these articulations are created in MAP and can be applied to any veteran thereafter with the same credentials. So here, that third stage that you're seeing is the articulation officer stage, which is just a final review. And this person will be approving it and pushing it forward to what is known as implementation, where the articulation can then be applied to the student's record by that evaluator. So you'll see me logging back in as an evaluator, heading back to the student intake, viewing the status of that articulation in that student's queue on that eligible credits table, and then simply selecting that articulation and applying it. And once I do this, you'll see down below in the applied credits table that it's all logged there for the student's plan and can be easily identified in association with the student. Next, you'll see the general elective articulation, military credit 3 elective course credits are being applied in association with those 3 hours in industrial safety. Again, I'm going to apply that to the student's plan, and you can view it again in addition to the course articulation in the table below. And then finally, we do provide a full scope of this student in a summary format. So here's that applied map credits table and then eligible map credits table that can then be exported and sent over to the appropriate parties, admissions and records being one.
Thank you, Weston. Well, that was a whirlwind tour, and apologize for having to cover so much ground so quickly. But what you just saw there was the full life cycle of the student coming in, uploading their JST, map creating that student profile, the articulation and matching process going on, and then the approval process going on with faculty approval, an articulation officer approval, which moves it to implementation phase. Each of those has separate login and security measures, ensuring that the platform is secure. And then the last step is to apply that CPL to the plan and then finalize it for transcription. So that's what you saw in that whole whirlwind tour. Let me wrap up here and reiterate our short-term goals for the coming year. And that's that all military students across the state receive all their eligible basic training units. That's our big goal for this year. We believe it is achievable, although it will take some focus and concerted effort. We would like to see all cohort colleges have a plan to begin outreach to students with industry credentials to analyze for CPL. And we want that plan in place because we want cohort colleges to have a functioning procedure to comply with Title V, 55050 sections J and K. Here's some small steps you can take. Involve your faculty leadership from the start. Assemble, let me get back to that. Assemble a CPL team or a MAP team that includes the following folks. And appoint a dean to support your CPL and clarify VP oversight, which would be an important step. And support the mission of the California MAP Initiative and advocate for funding to add colleges and adopt the short-term goals that we've discussed. Here's some proposals I want you to be aware of that we are considering advocating for. The first is we're well on our way to clarifying Title V 5050 to be able to award course GE area or elective credit. We'd like to be able to clarify CPL inclusion in CalGETSI, explore funding reform to allow apportionment for transcribed degree applicable and transferable CPL. And then we'd like to explore recommending the upload of JSTs on CCC Apply, whether that's good or a bad idea. And we'd like to pursue alignment with the CCC, CSU, UC, CPL policies and consider proposing potential legislation for a national minimum of 3 courses or 12 units of CPL awarded to all service members upon honorable discharge. And then we want to be able to incorporate common course numbering in MAP and explore building a MAP team capacity to provide CPL service center for students and colleges so we can do a lot of the heavy lifting for the colleges and get all that queued up.
Sam, I need to speak to 8 really quickly because it leads right into this. We're getting a lot of side chats and conversations. Oh, you can go to the next slide. It's about the 2023 MAP cohort. Please do email Calvin Gloria. we want to reiterate this. A lot of us have received side chats or emails along this summit that say, I want to be part of this, especially you CSU campuses. Please email Calvin. We want to broaden this tent, but we need to advocate for funding so we have the capacity, we have the bandwidth to get you in here and support your efforts with CPL.
Thank you, Terrence. We are hosting a post-summit clinic from 1 to 3 for Merced, West LA, Mount San Jacinto, and Cypress. We're sorry for all those who also requested a post-summit clinic, but we do want to meet with you separately. So Merced, West LA, Mount San Jacinto, Cypress at 1 o'clock. Use this current Zoom link to log on with your team, and then we'll divide you into sessions or breakout rooms. For more information on the California MAP initiative, please see our website.